Yes, guys, welcome back to another video. I'm joined by my best mate, Hugh.
Oh, you never done that one before. I like that. I like that. Thank you.
Keep my guest sweet in it. You know what I mean?
Okay, I like that. I like that. I like that.
Yeah, guys, we've got lots of stuff to chat about. Of course, Manchester City are playing tomorrow night against who are we playing, bro?
Juventus.
Juventus away. Quite a big game, really.
Mhm.
Because bro, like the at the moment, obviously the current form that we're on, like we ain't gonna qualify for the we might even qualify for the top 24 at this rate, the current way we're playing. And obviously, it would be nice to get into that top eight. I think that's tricky at the moment, personally. We're 2 points off it, but I say it's tricky because do you really see us winning our next 3 games in the Champions League? I don't at this moment in time with our current form. So yeah, but we definitely don't want to finish it outside the top 24 because then we'll be outside the competition completely. But we'll get into the Champions League and that in a few moments. But another draw at the weekend against Palace, 1 winning 9. Big opportunity for the lads against Juventus. It's a big game. It's away from home, which I don't know if that's better for us. Maybe it's better playing away where there's less pressure because you're not got the home fan. I don't know. But yeah, man, what are you feeling right now? Like, how are you feeling at this moment in time?
I hate to say it, but I feel a little bit ominous. I feel a little bit ominous about moving forward. I so badly want to lean into the pull it together, And they were very good against Nottingham Forest midweek last week. And I was like, Palace has to be a kick on from that. It has to be the next step and start building something, get a bit of morale back. And I just felt like the Palace game was a bit of a kick in the teeth. We saw so many of the issues that we've seen for weeks and weeks and weeks. Obviously, look, we can talk all day and all night about the red card situation and how that kind of changed things and whether it was fair, whether it wasn't fair. But look, it is what it is. The fact of the matter is, it's more drop points, and with the Merseyside derby being called off, it was a bit of an opportunity just to not reopen any doors, but just put a bit of pressure on the door.
Yeah,
Just
knock on the
apply a bit of
door.
pressure on the door
Just
and
let
say,
them know
look.
we're there. They'll ring doorbells. When you press the doorbell and they can
Mm.
see you on the phone, they're like, "Oh, you're there," and we're like, "Yeah, we're there. I'm not going to come in, but we're there."
It was one of those ones, we're here. We're here. We're not going to be doing no Christmas caroling or really walking into the house or having dinner or anything like that. But just we're here, and that's what I thought the Palace game was capable of doing. And I feel like throughout this period of stickiness, we've all kind of lynched on to the Champions League and gone, well, look, we'll give the Champions League a good crack. We'll give the Champions League a good go, and there's every chance. We're sitting in 17th in the Champions League. Yeah, that's not a good position. If you'd said to me when this draw was made that with 3 games to go, we'd be sitting in 17th, I said that's a bit crazy. I'd have thought we'd be in and around the top 8. Pretty certain to get that guaranteed qualification. And now we're looking at a situation where we've got to go to Turin, we've got to go to Paris, and I think is Bruges. Was Bruges the last one? Bruges, yeah.
Do you think we can get top 8? We're 2 points behind. Obviously, two away games: PSG, Juventus, and then we've got Bruges. I think you're gonna have to win all 3 to get in. Maybe 2 wins and a draw. What would that put us on?
What are we at? 8,
14,
9,
put us on
9, 10,
15
11.
points. I think it'd put us on. Would that be enough? I think that's
I,
enough. I mean, I didn't have 15. I thought before the season started, I had it like 16, 17, 18, something like that. So 15 is below that. Maybe you can do it, but I don't know. I think top 8, unless we win all 3, is out the question. And at this point in time, sorry, I don't want to be negative, but like I don't think we're going to win all 3, like just the way we're playing. So I think just getting the top 24. We don't want to get knocked out of the league completely. If you get a win and a draw, that's 4 points. That puts us on 12. Surely that's top 24. Then that's just boxed off. The problem is we might get a difficult game. Someone was telling me we might get Milan. I think. Could we get Real Madrid potentially? I don't know if we could get Madrid. Like Bayern are in there as well. It's all seeded. It's a bit weird, but there's no guarantee that in this knockout game, this qualifier that we're going to play in, I think February, that we'll even have an easy match. It might be a tough game. So it's a bit dodgy, man. But listen, for me, I just want to get out of this league phase, still in the competition, buy players in January, and then for me, I'm full send in Champions League. And we've never done that before, really, other than the COVID year when we got beat off of Leon. But that was COVID. Everything was a bit weird then. We've never been in the Champions League with Pep Guardiola, where we're just focusing on the Champions League. So part of me is like, all right, and buy some players in January. Go get me Bruno G. Yeah, go in with Bruno G, get me a defender or whatever. Let's see what we can do in the Champions League. So I don't know, man. I'm a little bit like optimistic about the season, but it comes down to a few huge games. Like the Premier League for me is toast. I think that's done. But yeah, man, I think Champions League could be interesting. We just got to qualify.
It really depends on the mindset in the dressing room, if you ask me. If they still have it in their brains that the Premier League is it's all systems go, like it's salvageable, that makes Operation Champions League a little bit more difficult. Whereas if they did kind of sit around the table and go, look, if we'll just push for that top four, get ourselves in top four for Premier League, and we'll call that our domestic season, it alleviates a lot of the pressure. And all of a sudden, they can build towards those Champions League games, and they can use Premier League games and domestic games as platforms to build towards Champions League. The whole mindset changes, and you can get yourself on a bit of a roll. But you're not going to get that opportunity. I think we must win on Wednesday night or tomorrow night. I really do. I think that if we want to get ourselves in a good position, i.e., potentially get that top 8, or at the very least secure ourselves in the top 24, I think we have to win tomorrow night. Because look, there's already 4 teams in this league phase on 12 plus. On 12 plus, we're not catching them. We're just not catching them because but the chances are they're going to pick up more points. We're not going to catch them. So you can almost consider that 4 places of the top 8 gone. Okay, so there's 4 more places to shoot for. Now, what is the likelihood we get them? It's quite slim.
We'll probably have to win all 3.
We'll have to win all 3, and then it's roulette. It's roulette if you end up in the playoff. I mean, I don't understand the seedings of it, but you can Real Madrid are there, Bayern Munich are there, Atletico Madrid are there, Juventus are there, Milan are there. I don't know the way it works, who you can't get, but any of them in a playoff game, they'll all fancy themselves. Absolutely,
for me, bro, yeah. For me, it's like I'm just the reason I want to win is obviously I want to win, but like if we don't win on Wednesday tomorrow, right? We don't win that game. That's 1 win in 10 football matches. That's awful. No matter who your manager is, no matter who your players is, yeah, that even the most positive City fans out there have to accept that is diabolical.
That's sackable.
1 win in 10.
It's sackable. Objectively, it's sackable.
If it's any other manager, you're talking about sacking him. Yeah, and some City fans, few of them, yeah, not a lot of them, but very few of them, they're saying to themselves, that is horrific form, 1 win in 10. Then you have United on Sunday. Yeah, that's a tough one because it's a derby in Amarim, new manager bounce. Then you've got Villa away. That's 12 kickoff. I'm not chatting shit here. There is a very, very good chance that we could go 1 in 12. 1 win in 12. Now, I'm sitting here now thinking, I don't know about Juventus. I think we'll beat United, and I hope we beat United, right? So I think we'll win at least one of these 3 games. But if we're sat here, yeah, on that Villa game on the 21st of December, and I'm sat here doing a video or something, and we've lost against Juve or lost or drawn against United, and lost or drawn against Villa, i.e. 1 win in 12, I would not be shocked the way we're playing. And at some point, yeah, we've got to sort this out, man. Do you know what I mean? And I think there's a lot of stuff going on here. I think the players have to take some blame. Yeah. I think the manager has to take some blame. And I think if you try to say that the manager has to take no blame, then it's not going to get any better. Yeah, because the manager's not picking the right system. That system that he played against Palace was trash. He should have played the system that he played against Feyenoord, which worked for 70 minutes, and then against Forest, where he had legs next to Gundogan. Do you know what I mean? The players are not performing. Savio, I feel a little bit like harsh on the kid, yeah, because usually we give him a year, don't we? We give these wingers a year when they come in. We ain't got a year for this guy because everyone's injured. We need him to perform right now, and we're struggling. So I feel a little bit sorry for him, but we need more from him. We need more output. We need goals. We need assists. We just need a general higher level of improvement. The likes of Doku and Grealish have to stay fit. We can't keep having them both get injured. Haaland needs to step it up a gear a little bit. However, we need to create him better chances. We need De Bruyne, who's coming back, and I'm really sort of like happy with so far since the 2 games that he's played. I think he could have done a little bit more maybe against Palace, but so far I'm happy with the way he's playing. We need him to sort of stay fit as well and cook. And then the likes of Kovacic, when he's going to be back soon, and Gundogan, they have to step. All the players have to step it up. The manager has to start playing the system where he's got energy in the middle. Otherwise, we will continue to drop points because Gundogan and Bernardo Silva equals not winning the game. Someone told me today, I don't know how true it was. Someone told me today, that City haven't won one game this season when Gundogan and Bernardo started in the midfield. Now, I can't fact check it because I don't know how you'd even fact check that, but that's what I've been told. Yeah, whether they made it up or I don't know. Yeah, it's not misinformation. Ain't a jab. Yeah, it's just football talk. Yeah, but that's what I'm being told, man. That's true. That's shocking. And we have to face the facts. We are in the trenches. We're in a crisis. 1 winning 9, and there's a very decent chance we might go 1 winning 12. So, yeah, for me, I just think that we're at that stage now where, like, back to basics. Obviously, the injuries are killing us. The injuries to defense. I think that game against Forest, even though we won 3-0 and I felt we played quite well, bro. I don't know about you, but when Ake and Akanji got injured, I was just like, oh, it was such a body blow, especially Ake 2 minutes before the end of the game. Yeah, we need Ake back. We need Akanji back and get that flat back four in and see what happens, mate. But I think these next 3 games, mate, if they go south, I don't know what we do. 1 winning 12. Like, what do we do? How do you fix that?
I think everyone's afraid to have that conversation because you're gonna see we've seen little fragments of the City fan base already talking about Pep out. We have. There's no point hiding from. There's no point ignoring it. We've seen it. It's not for me. It's not something I lean to, and I'm
Neither do I.
way off leaning towards that at all. But as these poor performances, poor team selections, and drop points amount, it's going to increase. That's just the nature of big fan bases. It's going to increase. And I tried for the beginning of this rut to try and not push it on the manager too much. And now I'm at a point where I'm like, he is part of this problem in this rut we're in. It's not just the players. We can all point fingers at Kyle Walker. We can all point fingers at Gundogan, but who's picking them? Who's picking them? Do you know what I mean? A lot of these players shouldn't be on the pitch. And then there's frustrating ones like the Forest game. Jack Grealish was absolutely fantastic. Me and you spoke about wanting to see him in midfield that Monday before the game, and he was excellent. He really was. He was brilliant in that midfield, and he came on and added something the other day as well. But he doesn't start against Palace. Why? Do you know what I'm saying? Why are we persistent with this? And I look at some of the players who they just look really beat morale wise. I think look, is even though it's a short term blow for us, I think it's the best thing for Akanji to have an injury. I think it is. I think the guy was
A bit of a rest.
physically and mentally beat. He was. He didn't. He doesn't look half the player he's been for the last 2 years, and you can't just put that down to a run of poor results. He just doesn't look himself. He's been relied on so much that this might be a good thing for him. So I don't know, man. I think we could find ourselves in a really sticky situation. But I think even if we do go 1-12, the plan doesn't change. Just get to January. I think January. If we finish January and we're sitting here in a stream going, this was not a good transfer window. That's when alarm bells really start to ring.
Yeah.
But I'm happy to get to January and see what that 4-week period looks like. But I'm not even looking at it like a 4-week period. I'm saying the first week. I want to see action in the first week where they're actively looking at players and you're actively starting to see movement.
Oh, do it
there
now.
Do it now.
It all boxed off now. Get to the clubs, yeah. If it's Zubimendi or whatever, yeah. Let's just throw Zubimendi out there because it's an easy name. Everyone knows who he is, right? If you want Zubimendi, you go to Zubimendi and say, "This is the contract we want to give you. This is the role you're going to get. Are you joining? Yeah, all right. It's sound." Then what you do, you go to Sociedad and say, "FYI, we've basically agreed terms with Zubimendi. 1st of January, and depositing the money. He'll become a Manchester City player the 1st of January." Right, done, boxed off. Yeah. Move on to the next one if you're going to sign another player. There is no reason this football club, yeah, should be not signing a player in the first 4 or 5 days of the transfer window. No reason whatsoever. And I know I'm going to get comments saying they need to do this, they need to do that, they need to do this, they need to do that. No. You're telling me there's never been a player signed on the 1st of January. You're telling me there's never been a player signed on the 2nd of January, the 3rd of January, the 4th of January. You're telling me they're going to have to wait until the end of the month. No chance. Get the deal done. Get it all agreed now.
It's urgency.
The window open. It's urgency.
It's urgency. It's urgency. And it's not just urgency from a perspective that we need it from a footballing sense. The whole club needs it. The fan base needs it.
We need it.
The manager needs it. Everyone needs a lift. Everyone needs a sense of urgency, and everyone needs to get that feeling that the club understand that we're in a real rut net right now, and the squad needs major surgery. And if they can go and do that, it'll give me at least some sort of comfort and confidence moving forward. Not that we'll win the league, not that we'll win the Champions League, but at least we're getting a snippet of what the club are like when they're under pressure and when things aren't going swimmingly. Because let's be real, we've had life our own way for the last 8-9 years. It's all
Mm.
gone great for us. This is the first time in the Pep Guardiola era we're all sitting on our hands, kind of going, what do we do? How are the club going to react to this? How are the club going to shape up to this genuine adversity? What are they going to do? Well, here's your opportunity. It's currently the 9th of December at the time of recording. Transfer window opens in 3 weeks. You have 3 weeks to get all your stuff in order, all your files in place, all your portfolios built. So as soon as that window opens, you are ready to pounce. You are ready
That,
to strike. Because not only is it going to improve us as a club, morale wise and the team, hopefully performance wise, it's going to improve everything. It's going to improve
mm.
everything moving forward. The whole vibe in the club's going to improve. We just want to see urgency. We just want to see that there's enthusiasm for improvement and that we're not going to go, oh,
Mm.
well, think about this and be strategic, which is what has worked for them for a long time. But now you have to adapt. What do you like facing adversity?
Well, like you said, we're in a different position to where we was 2, 3, 4 years ago, when we could be more strategic. I would have to go for that guy spend 100 million because we've got players and we can go for this cheaper option, and that's all worked. However, times change and the club has changed to where maybe you have to start getting higher level players. You can't get away with the Nunez's. You can't get away with the Phillipses. Yeah, you can't get away with these players. You've got to go out there and buy some genuine talent. And for me, Bruno G is the one that I'm starting to get hyped on now. There's a lot of talk coming out that Bruno G, City could be looking at him. Sam Lee's speaking about it. Eddie Howe said in a press conference that they might have to sell a player. He can't guarantee that it's not going to be a big one because of their financial fair play position. And for me, if we was to bring him in, yeah, that would give me such a boost as a fan because I'd be like, yo, this Champions League is, we can actually do it now. We can actually win. Whereas right now, I don't think we've got the players in this squad to win the Champions League. I think our midfield will get absolutely ripped apart against some of the better teams. You bring Bruno G in there, yeah, you have a fully fit Kevin De Bruyne, hopefully. You know what I mean? And stick Kovacic in there and just say, De Bruyne, you cook, Foden right wing, Grealish left wing, whoever, Doku, Savio left wing, whoever, take your pick. Yeah, your flat back four. That's a team that can win. So, yeah, Bruno G for me is an interesting one. There was obviously talks and obviously links with him in the summer. City were obviously interested, but just decided not to pay the release clause. And so far, it's not going particularly well for Newcastle. I think the mid-table. And he's 27. He's just turned 27. So, if he wants to be playing and winning stuff, he's running out of time before clubs are going to say he's too old. In 2 or 3 years, teams aren't going to be spending money on Bruno G at 30 years old. So I think this is one that could happen. If City lay out the cash, I don't believe Sam Lee, the money. He's trying to talk about 66 mil. I think that's too low. But if you can get him for 85 million quid, I think that is a brilliant purchase. And I know there's a couple of City fans out there that are not massive fans. I am a fan of him. And bringing him in with that aggression, ball playing ability as well, bro. I just think he's the one that could flip the switch. I actually want him more than Zubimendi, if I'm being honest.
So do I. So do I. And he was the one that I wanted the most. He was the one that I wanted the most in the summer. Until kind of 2 weeks ago, the window had shut for me. The opportunity had shut. So I was kind of looking at Zubimendi going, we should get Zubimendi. But if this window's open and there's a possibility of getting Bruno, which I fully believe there is, City must get Bruno. We must. I think he is the obvious number one outstanding candidate to help revive this team and just kickstart. Like an electric kickstart, alleviates so much pressure and physical strain off players in the middle of the park right now who simply aren't capable of doing it. If you
Facts.
look at what Gundo's
Yeah.
doing, look at what Bernardo's doing, look at what these guys are doing on a week-to-week basis. It's hard to watch. This guy will come in and do what they should be doing. I don't want to criticize. I don't want to put negative connotations on players, but that's the fact of the matter.
Well, you can't criticize someone who can't do it.
That's it. But that's it. Gundogan is not benefiting us right now. Bernardo is not benefiting us right now. De Bruyne is when he's fit and he's healthy, and it's just a pray to God that he stays fit and he's healthy. But it's going to give such a lift to the team. He's a terrier in the middle of the park, Bruno G. And you can like him, you can dislike him all you want, but the fact of the matter is he improves our team right now, and he's the outstanding candidate for exactly what we need. For me, when we were linked with Declan Rice that summer, 2 summers ago, I felt Bruno was the next one down. If we're not to get Declan Rice, Bruno's the next one to go and get. And now the opportunity is there. You're looking at a 27-year-old Brazilian player coming into the best team over the last 8-9 years, who's never played Champions League with a chance of potentially winning it. He had that one season with Newcastle. He's going to come in and go, I have 4, 5, 6 years left at my physical peak. I'm going to make the most out of these at Manchester City. If he is available and you think It's up to you to decide what figure you think. If you could get him for 85 million, I would be so unbelievably disappointed in Manchester City for not pulling the trigger on that. I would. I'd be
I would
so.
have thought.
If we get to the 15th of January and all I've heard is "Welcome to Manchester, Claudio Echeverri," I will be very disappointed.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, man. I am with you, bro. It's like for me, at the moment, it's sort of like, what figure would I not pay for Bruno G?
I'd
Well,
slap 100. I'd slap
bro,
100. If those Geordie said we want 100 M's, I'd slap it on them right there.
yeah. Well, the point becomes, well, if my season depends on the signing, i.e., he can be the difference between you winning the Champions League and the FA Cup and winning nothing. And if you don't sign him, you still need to sign somebody else who's probably not going to be as good as him, in which case, is there any point? It becomes a point of like, well, what would I not pay? 100 mil? I probably would pay 100 mil. Would I pay
But bro,
105,
this is
110?
what I said in the
Would
summer,
pay.
and I got blamed for it. I said during the summer on my streams, talking about transfers, I said get Bruno G, and in the summer, if they want 100, 110, 115, pay it. You see Rice going for it, you see Caicedo going for it. That's just the market. If you do not think he's a 100 million pound footballer, that's fine. I agree with you. But think about it this way. You're getting your 60, 70, 80 million pound footballer, and you're paying your 2025 on top of that as your Rodri insurance, your Rodri cover, your extra legs in the team. You're not just paying for the player, you're paying for the impact on the squad. And that's why you're going to pay more for it. That's why he's worth more than it. He's worth 105,
Bro,
110.
and here's the thing to anyone saying, we can't spend that. We spent 90 odd million on Nunes and Phillips. So what lesson should we learn from that? The lesson that we learn is you buy shit respectfully, you get shit. Because ultimately Nunes is clearly not good enough for the midfield in the eyes of Pep Guardiola. Not me. I'm not the one calling him shit. Pep is, by the fact he doesn't play him in the middle. You don't play him there. And this is why when people were saying to me in the summer, Nunes is going to cook LB this season, it's his second year, I'm like, no, he's not. Because Pep won't play him in the middle. Grealish did better in his second year. We won the treble or whatever. Grealish was playing in the first year. Look at his minutes. No, he didn't. Yeah, he did. Go and check him. Didn't play every game. He played a lot of minutes. Nunes didn't play in the midfield last year. How many times did Nunes play in midfield last year?
Once, twice, maybe.
Bro, it's like, so you buy players who are not good enough or that the manager doesn't want, they don't play. So you spent 90 mil on Phillips and Nunes, yeah? Just go out there and spend 100 in the first place on a Declan Rice or a Bruno G, and you avoid the problem. You avoid that problem because you've got a better player. So for me, it's like we need to start looking at it differently when you're talking about the money. If you can get a Bruno G for 50 million, by all means, go and get the 50 million guy instead of the 100 million pound guy. But is there a Bruno G out there right now for 50 million that we need? Now, someone will say Zubimendi. Are the club really interested in Zubimendi? I'm not asked who they get, to be honest. I just want a quality player. I don't want another Nunes or another Phillips, yeah, who is like clearly not at the level that the manager wants. And that's no shade on Nunes. It's the manager. The manager's not picking him. I can sit here and say he's the best thing since sliced bread. Don't mind not playing him. Go and get me someone that can play in that midfield, that can do the job that Pep will actually play. Otherwise, it's pointless. Do you know what I'm saying? You get the next Rodri. Pep don't pick him. It's pointless having him. You could have Rodri 2.0 on the bench. Best player. But if Pep don't play him, he don't play him. It's pointless having him. Same with McAtee. McAtee, great for squad numbers. It's not really, is it? If he don't do anything, don't play. What's the point of having McAtee at this football club? Never plays. So yeah, go and get me Zubimendi, go get me Bruno G. And I'd ideally want another defender, bro, because I think this defense of these 7 players that we've got is not enough. I don't think we've got enough. I said it in the summer. I said go and get Trevor Chalobah for 20 million. Yeah, he can play left back, right back, centre back, and CDM. Rotational player. He'll never complain about not playing because his other option was Palace. Yeah, got laughed at. Now we're screwed because we've got Walker who's making mistakes. You got Rico Lewis, who people don't even know if he's a defender. Half the fan base don't even like him anymore. Ake and Stones never fit. You're left with 3 defenders. We should have signed a defender in the summer. So go and get me a defender now. And again, I'm not asking for like some baller, bro. Just get me some guys. Get me a Kanji 2.0. A 15 million, 20 million pound player. I think we need another defender as well, man.
I agree. I think we need another 2 defenders, but I think it's unlikely we see any movement on the defender side of things this January. I really do. While we have 7 on the books, I just don't think they'll do it, regardless of the fitness status of all of them. I think we're gonna see 2 or 3 of them offloaded this summer. And it's up you. You can pick what combination of that two or three you want. I'm totally up for the conversation, but I think you'll see two or three of them leave, and you may get two or three in, hopefully. But I think it's unlikely you see it. Um, I don't know. I think we could sit here all night and talk about different areas of the pitch. Second striker, paramount, absolutely paramount to me. I think it's ridiculous how much we're looking at Haaland and saying you have to score the goals. You must score the goals. If you don't score the goals, it's not happening. You know what I mean? You don't score the goals, we're going to go 1 and 12, 1 and 13, 1 and 14. I think winger options, as you say, Savio. I like the kid. I feel for the kid. There's a lot more responsibility on him than there probably should be. But I'd love to see the club go out and get a killer winger, a winger who has 10, 15, 20 G&A right now. Not next season, not 18 months from now, not a project player. No, a killer on the wing right now. And there's plenty of them out there. The winger market's actually quite decent at the minute in comparison to, say, the number 6 market or the backup striker market. I'd like to see that. There's attacking midfielders. Can we rely on Kevin De Bruyne? Is he going to play Jack Grealish more midfield? Where's Phil Foden? The squad needs major surgery. But if you can inject some energy into the heart of the team, which is that midfield role that is obviously left now because Rodri's gone, I think it'll go a long way. I think short term it'll help the club a lot. It'll help the team a lot. So make a statement. Make a statement. Get Bruno G. And I have no doubt. I don't care how much Newcastle fans tell me he loves the place, he loves the club. You're giving him a golden ticket to play for the best manager in the world, the best team in the world over the last 10 years, who are, as we hope, going to improve and get back to that level. And he's going to be a massive part of it. You tell him, you pitch the project to him, he won't say no. I'm convinced he won't say no.
No, I agree. I agree. You know what I mean? I think Newcastle have just been killed by the PSR thing. You know what I mean? Their project's just going to take a lot longer than people thought because that PSR's just robbed them. But we can get him. Yeah. Don't worry about the age. He's only just turned 27. Right. So we're going to have him for the next 5-6 years before you need a replacement. That's chill. Yeah. And he's prem proven. He's physical. He's good on the ball. He can move. And I think he'd be right up for this. And I think you're spot on, bro. I think the fan base, majority of them, not everyone, but majority of fans will be all over this deal. Give us a lift. Yeah. You bring Echeverri in. Yeah. Maybe you bring a defender in or a backup striker, whatever. And I think that shows me, because I still have faith in the football club. Yeah. I call them out when shit goes wrong because that's what I call them out when shit goes wrong. Just like I praise them when shit goes right. Yeah. I still actually have faith, because a lot of City fans are saying, we're not going to sign anyone in January. This club is dusted and all that shit. No. I believe that this club is an elite level football club. And I believe that the guys running the show know that we're screwed and know that they're to blame. Yeah, they're to blame because they've let this squad rot. Yeah, they've not replaced players when they should have done. And therefore, I believe in January, they will act and they will act properly and like an elite level club would by signing players and sorting it out. Now, they can't do everything in January. I'm not asking for that. I'm asking for 2 or 3 players, yeah? But they're going to start the process in January and give Pep Guardiola a chance of winning that Champions League. If we don't sign anyone in January, we ain't winning that Champions League because this midfield is weak. It's soft. Kevin De Bruyne's words, not mine. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, let's see what we do in January, man. I'm actually looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to this new era. I think it's actually quite stress-free not being in a title race for me because I'm sitting there going, the title's done. I'm chill. You know what I mean? I just wait for the Champions League games and the FA Cup and the Premier League games. Yeah, I'll get annoyed in the games. I'm a City fan. I'm watching the football. I'm going to get pissed off when we defend like a fucking bunch of idiots. But like, I'm not going mad on my match reactions now. I'm chilling. You know what I mean? I'm done. I'm just speak the facts, speak the truth, move on to the next one. But Champions League is different because Champions League, it's still active.
It's more intriguing, isn't it? It's more intriguing now because no one can say shit to us anyway for not winning the league this year. And if they are, they're just idiots. Do you know what I mean? They're just looking to have an argument and have a debate. The reality is you can't really smoke City for not winning the league this season. So as a fan base, it's kind of intriguing now, as I said a couple of minutes ago, to be in a position where, right, we're at a point now, unfortunately, where we're not really going to go win the league. So let's sit back and watch the club and see what they do to go and revive and rectify this and how they plan to rebuild, because that's where we are. Of course, Champions League is still there, but without signings in January, it won't be Real Madrid semi-finals that knocks us out. It won't be Inter Milan finals that knocks us out. It'll be those Leipzig games that we used to have in the last 16. It'll be Lyon's again if they're in it. It'll be AC Milan's and teams that, you know, with all due respect to them, that if we had them in the last 16 or a quarterfinal, we'd really fancy ourselves to win it. that'll be the falling hurdle for us in the
Mm.
Champions League this season. So it's all eyes on the boardroom. It's all eyes on the board. Look, I'm just a football fan. I like to just
The
watch the
Apprentice,
game.
isn't it? It's The Apprentice with Alan Sugar or whatever he's called. You know what I mean?
You're
We're waiting.
fired.
Yeah, we're waiting to see which players he's going to fire, i.e., sell, and which one he's going to hire. You know what I mean? That's what we're at, man. We're in the boardroom.
You need to do a what is it? Keep buy sell or whatever it is one of them ones on like a short or a video or something like that, man. It would
Bro,
be a
you don't
good
want to see that,
conversation.
man. I'd sell out the fucking team. Oh
Let me
my
ask.
God.
Let me ask one more thing. Let me ask one more thing because I just want
Yeah,
your opinion on it. Before we wrap up, I haven't done much research into it. I don't know the logistics of it. I just want you to tell me. See, with that Dan Ashworth being given the boot from Man United, is there any way that they go and get Viana?
who? United?
Yeah.
Nah, no way.
Was he locked into a
No,
contract?
he's
'Cause
already signed a contract.
I've seen the United fan base starting to pipe up that they might
No,
go
no, no, no,
now.
no. I remember seeing this a couple of weeks ago from like Jack Gordon or someone. Apparently, the contract's already signed with City for Viana.
All right,
So
well, that's squashed because I want them. I've built myself up mentally now.
who Viana?
Yeah. I've built myself up mentally now that this guy is a spender, an aggressor. You know, he's aggressive with what he wants. And he's going to lead our club given our resources and given our budget. So
Yeah,
I'm
Viana's an
excited.
interesting one. I read quite a lot about this. I actually did proper research on him, and I believe from what I read at the start, he had a tough time. He was buying a lot of flops. But then Amarin came in. He got a system. Amarin had a system, and then he started working. The signings started improving and started getting really, really good. So he seems like he can learn from his mistakes. He seems like he can adapt to situations. But I feel a little. I feel sorry for him? Probably not, because he's probably going to be on a wedge. But he's coming into a difficult situation. The problem is we don't know how much the summer signings are going to be dealt with by Tiki and how much it's going to be dealt with by Viana. So if we sign a player, like if we sign a player in January, it's all Tiki in it. We sign a player in the summer, who's the one that's picked that player? Is it Tiki? Is it Viana? Because we don't know, because by all accounts, Viana's going to start getting a little bit more involved towards the end of the season, you know, to do the handover and that, so he doesn't just start and then he's got to learn everything. But who's going to be picking those players? Is it going to be Tiki? Is it going to be? So I don't know. But even so, it's likely that we're not going to have the full rebuild done this year, because they've left themselves way too much to do in a season, in my opinion. Hence why they should have started last year or even after the treble. Viana's going to have a big job going into the summer of next year. Yeah, which will be what, 2026?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2026. He's going to have a big job then, because he's going to be replacing players then as well. I don't know, man. I'm excited though. I'm excited for a refresh. I think we needed it. I think it's come a year too late. I think we needed, to be honest, I think we needed Tiki to leave last year, and bring this Viana in last year and just refresh the squad a bit last year. But listen, it's done now. You can't keep moaning it forever. It's done. It is what it is. But I'm looking forward to it, mate. I just don't want this season to just be dead. I just want us to try and sign a few players in January and just give ourselves a chance at winning the Champions League, because Pep Guardiola deserves it. It's the greatest manager of all time, in my opinion. Yeah. So we need to get him the tools in January. So give him a chance to go and win a Champions League, because people are giving up on the season, and that's sad. We're in December. People are giving up. I've given up on the Prem, but I'm not giving up on the season. We've still got Champions League and FA Cup, man. So yeah, that's where I'm at with it. But
over to you, boardroom. Over to you.
Yeah, it's over to the board. Our season is literally like, bro, it's about the execs now. Yeah,
It's
Pep
mad,
could do a
man.
little bit better here and there, but has he really got the tools to go and win the Champions League? I don't really think so. You know what I mean? Not FA Cup, you never know. So it's down to the board. It's down to Tiki, man.
When you think about the squad that we had to assemble and the level we had to get that Champions League in the treble season, this squad doesn't scrape the barrel of that, and that's just the reality. It doesn't scrape the barrel. There's 10, 12, 15 teams in the competition that will fancy themselves against us right now. Harsh reality, but get ourselves into the playoff or the knockout phase straight away.
Yeah.
Use January as your platform for the second half of the season. You know, segment it. Second half of the season, start that as you mean to go on. We'll see, man. We'll see, but it's definitely intriguing. It's new for us, isn't it? Or at least it's nothing we've felt for a long, long time.
Yeah, nah, it is a madness, and that's why I'm saying that, like, you can't write the season off, lads. Yeah, you can't, because we don't know what we're going to do in January. If you want to write it off February the 1st, February the 1st is the day that I'll allow people to write the season off. Because that depends on what we've done in January.
D-Day.
Yeah.
We'll call February D-Day.
February the 1st is D-Day, mate. Yeah, that is the day that like is the dead day. The season is dead, D-Day, yeah. Or
Dead
delicious. It's a delicious day because we've signed 5 players. We spent 250 million and we're like, Champions League, baby. You know what I mean? Here we go. Big up, man. Make sure you guys are smashing the likes. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Make sure you guys subscribe to Hugh's channel as well. Him and Joe putting out content on that channel, man. And yeah, I'll be watching a couple of games tonight. We got Girona on, we got Real Madrid, we got Inter Milan on, we got Bayer Leverkusen on, Sudakov watch, Bayern Munich. So company watch for the manager.
Watch Celtic playing at quarter to 6. Watch Kyogo. Watch Kyogo.
Kyogo, yeah, mate, we might go back in for him. Who knows? Yeah, there's loads of players, man, that I'm going to be watching tomorrow night. We've got 5 screens on and doing a little bit. I'm going to watch that Sudakov again because I watched him once against Arsenal. He was trash. But people are telling me that we might actually sign him. So I'm like, I'm going to have to watch him more. Maybe just have a tough game. He's playing against Bayern, so it doesn't get any easier. All right, and guys, big up to you, man. Smash a like, subscribe, leave us your comments in the comment section down below, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace out.